Plaintiff Constance Thomas says her son dated the defendant, and she's now pregnant. However, Constance doesn't know who the father is because the defendant was married when they started dating, and she still is. Constance is suing her son's ex for a U-Haul, a security deposit, and rent. Defendant Dana Sarver admits she was married when she started dating the plaintiff's son, but she was separated then, and they are still separated now. Dana says the plaintiff's son knows this baby is his, but if he doesn't want to take responsibility, she will be happy to raise it alone.
Let's hear from you first.
The defendant is pregnant with my son's baby, and I don't know if it's his. They weren't living together at the time, and she...
Hold on. You just said... the defendant is pregnant with my son's baby.
Right.
But I don't know if it's his.
Right.
Those are two very different things. She says she's pregnant by him, but what?
She's pregnant by him, but I don't know if it's his.
Okay.
They weren't living together, and she
don't have to live together.
She was married and still is at.
Oh, okay. In the law, there's a presumption legally that it is the husband's baby. They would have to do some DNA, but until that time, say the baby was delivered. And I'm saying this so that folks at home will understand. Well, even though she might suspect that the child is not her husband's, he might suspect the child is not her husband's. However, the name on that birth certificate is going to be the last name of that man, because the presumption is, since they're married, that's his. That's how the law operates. Now, it can be overcome. He can show up and say, well, I want to take a DNA, and have the child take a DNA. Boom, it is his. All right, change the birth certificate. Though that's how that would go. What does your son believe?
He's hoping that it's his.
Oh, good. And you are also?
Yes, I am.
Good. All right. Ma'am?
First of all, Your Honor, she knows that this child is his, but if she doesn't think that it is, that's perfectly fine, because I already had every intention of raising it on my own.
All right.
Second of all, yes, I am married. I will admit that. But when me and her son started dating, I was separated from my husband, and still am. He knew that, and so did his family. We had already been split up for over a month.
Yeah.
That's good.
Let me rephrase that, Your Honor. Me and my husband were split up for a month. Then me and her son started dating. It was about 2 months after me and her son had started dating that I found out I was only a month pregnant. I know the exact date that I got pregnant.
Yeah, but you don't, well, I guess you know, but we don't know whether your husband creeped back in there for a day or two.
Oh, no.
He didn't come back home. He never came back home to get his things or anything.
Nope. I had all of his stuff packed up. He walked in, grabbed his stuff, and walked out.
So he did come back to get his things?
Yes.
How long after?
Probably about a month and a half after I'd kicked him out.
Which is about the time you were pregnant.
Close, but not close enough.
See, I'm not crazy. Folks laughing and ooh, he's saying. How does she owe you for the U-Haul and the security deposit and rent?
The U-Haul was, Stephen had moved back home a month before she had came. And so we talked on the phone, and I told her I would help her out as long as when she got back here, they got on their feet and had a job, she'd be paying me back. But in payments, it doesn't have to be.
What type of help did you provide, and what was the agreement regarding that help specifically?
She went to the U-Haul place, and they had called me, and I gave them my credit card number.
How much did they use?
$214.27.
All right, hand me that, please, Dora. And this is for the U-Haul. And when did she agree to repay you?
It wasn't until after they had a job.
All right.
And she was on her feet and was able to make payments.
She hadn't on her feet much.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about with the pregnancy. Man, I'm talking about with the pregnancy. What you thought I was talking about? Y'all some nasty minded folks. All right. And what else? How does she owe you for a security deposit and rent?
The security deposit, I had made the the security deposit for them to move in. I also have a paper for
Let's see it,
that.
please. And what was the agreement on repayment?
The same thing with the U-Haul.
The amount
payment.
was $575.
Right.
All right. And the rent.
July 28th is when she left. I had to cover for her half of the rent.
How much was that?
$287.50, I think it was.
So you just want that 1 month, $287.50?
No, it's I had paid from the time she had left.
How
the
many
last
months?
few
of
months.
287. 3 months?
Yes.
How much is that, Doyle?
$862.50.
All right, $862.50 you want for rent, $575 for security deposit.
And I also have a statement from the apartment building how much I have paid.
All right, let's see it, please. Ma'am, what do you say to this?
My understanding when I moved out, I called the apartment manager.
Why'd you move out?
The reason why I left, Your Honor, is because I found out that her son was going on dating sites. I confronted him about it and he denied it, saying it was his cousin using his account and his information. I'm not stupid. I know that's a lie.
How do you know it's a lie?
Giving out his phone number, not his cousin's, using his email address, not his cousin's, and using his name.
Unless you want to address it, I'm going to believe her. Do you want to try and lie? Or? No? Okay.
Your Honor, another reason why I left is because from my previous marriage, I already have 2 daughters that were getting very attached to him. And if he's supposed to be with me, he doesn't need to be going out looking for some other girl on a dating site. And I'm not going to sit around and let my kids get attached to him for him to decide he don't want us.
Makes sense.
That was too late because the girls had already gotten too attached to him. They started calling him dad.
And he should have thought about that before he went on dating sites.
That was a screen name.
Well, tell me about the U-Haul security deposit and rent she's suing you for. Why shouldn't you have to pay? She says you agreed to and you haven't.
I do not believe I owe her anything for the simple fact that, as you already know, because you're not stupid, he asked her.
Thank you.
I did not ask them. The original plan was, since I was working, I had my own house and a good job. I was working. I was going to save up the money to get a U-Haul or pay someone for gas to move my stuff up there. Next thing I know, they're going to do it. And now that we're broke up, now she wants her money back. I too think she should go after the person that asked her for the money, not me.
Okay, did you ever agree to make any of these payments and fail to do so?
No.
Ma'am?
Yeah, she did.
All right, anyone have any evidence?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did give me a couple of things. Earnest money in the amount of $575 has been accepted by property managers. Upon possession, the earnest money shall become the tenant's security deposit. Ma'am, and security deposits aren't returned until after the premises are vacated. If your son is still there, you're not due a security deposit yet.
We are finding, we have a couple people that are interested in the apartment to take the rest of the lease.
Yeah, but
I have some notes from the apartment building that they have when they were trying to contact her.
asking for her half, is that your point?
They were trying to contact her
This letter
before.
informs you that your August rent is past due. According to our record, Stephen Thomas has paid his half. You're on this lease and you're responsible for your half. All right, ma'am. They say the landlord saying you're responsible. The landlord says he paid his half, that I'm going to hold you accountable for your half. I'm going to hold you accountable also for the U-Haul. Therefore, the U-Haul expense of $214 plus $862 comes to
$1,076.
$1,076 is your judgment, ma'am. I'm not going to grant you, as I said, the security deposit.
Okay.
It's not due back yet until after he moves.
Thank you.
Judgment for the plaintiff.
I know when I got pregnant, and so do you. You're just putting on a show, and it's bull crap. If you're seriously having doubts about this baby, like I said, I already had no intentions of letting you in this baby's life anyways. I will take care of it on my own. And your son should have thought of that before he broke up with me, and before he decided to go on dating sites and lie all the time, just like you and your whole family do.
We'll just see what happens when the baby comes.
I just want to know or have something to do with the baby. That's it.
No.
We'll just
If you're
see.
gonna have doubts, why should I?
We'll see what happens when it's born.
I don't have to tell you when it's born, do I?